Hi guys! Today I am so excited because I am filming my first anti-haul. Now, I'm not the first person to come up with this video. A ton of people recently have been posting these types of videos, and they are so inspiring to me because I posted a makeup haul maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I really haven't bought any makeup since. Just in general, I really don't buy makeup anymore, and I'm about to post a couple new declutters. I have really gotten my collection down, and there are so many things that I see online that I used to think, oh, I would want this, and now I'm like, you know what? I do not need that. So I love this idea. If you've never seen one of these videos before, basically an anti-haul is all the things you are not going to purchase. If you're into minimalist types of videos, I have so many declutters and Project Pan videos that I can link down below, but yeah, let's just get right on into this. If you see me looking down, it's because I have all of the products on my phone, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Ofra and Nikki Tutorials collab that just came out. It has a highlighter wheel and 3 liquid lipsticks. It is $79, but in her video, if you watch the video of her talking about this, she makes a really big point of saying that if you use her discount code, you can get it for only $56. I have so many problems with this collab, and I think I'll start with that. Ofra does this a lot. They make their products super expensive, and then they give all these YouTubers 35% off discount codes or 40% off discount codes. Why can't you just make the product what it's worth? Because it's not worth $79, it's worth the $56 that you get if you use Nikki's code. But then, for all the people who don't know about the code and who don't watch YouTube, they're getting scammed. This isn't fair to those people. I hate when companies do that. I do not support that. Besides the actual price, the actual product just does not interest me at all. It actually really could not interest me any less. So first, the highlighter wheel. She made this so that any skin tone could use the highlighter wheel. I just know for me personally in my collection, I do not like to have things that I can't use every part of. I don't want to buy a highlighter if I know that I can only use one of the 3 shades or 2 of the 3 shades. Now, I'm not hating on the fact that she made this for deeper skin tones as well. I think that's amazing. But for me personally, this doesn't work. But let's talk about the lip colors. We have this weird metallic brown lip, this really pink nude lip, and then this metallic orange lip. I am not into metallic lips. I'm not even into liquid lipsticks anymore. I have 3 of the Ofra ones, and they are my favorite. I've decluttered nearly all of my other liquid lipsticks. What is this trend with metallic lips? Who does this look good on? Certainly not me. It looks bomb on Nikki, but I'm not Nikki. I can't pull that off. Also, I just don't think I would ever wear a brown like this, and the nude is way too light for me. I feel like you definitely have to be as pale as she is to pull that off. But I feel like you can't pull off maybe like the orange or the brown might look weird on you. I just don't like this collab at all. I can't stand behind it. I can't. Next, I have another collab. This is the Becca and Chrissy Teigen Glow Face Palette. Let me start off by saying, I don't know who Chrissy Teigen is. I'm sorry, I know probably so many people do. I am so bad with names. I may have seen her face before. I don't know who she is. Is she a model, an actress? I have no clue, so that name does not mean anything to me, but the actual product itself, I'm just so tired of highlighter palettes. Now, the Anastasia Glow Kit Nicole Guerrero run, that's the only highlighter palette that I own, and now that I own that, I don't need another highlighter in my collection. I really don't. But this palette, I have a lot of issues. First of all, for me personally, these shades are no good. None of these shades would look good on me. I've seen pale people like me review this on YouTube, and I just don't understand why pale people feel the need to make everything work if it doesn't work. Like, if something is made for a deeper skin tone, let them have it. You don't have to, you know, buy it and try to use it. I don't like that. To me, you shouldn't buy something if you know it's not going to work on your skin tone. I've seen pale people use the highlighters and say, both of these highlighters are too dark. Okay, so if I can't use the highlighters, then I would be stuck with the blush and the bronzer. But apparently these size pans are the same sizes as their eyeshadows. You cannot stick a blush or a bronzer brush in these shades. It's just not practical. I just don't think this is a practical thing, especially for someone like me. These shades are all too dark, but even so, why do they make blushes and bronzers so small? People can't use those. It's not easy and accessible, and then you just end up never using them, and then they just sit there. I have another highlighting palette. This is the Bronze Booster Highlight and Contour Palette in Shimmer Strobing. I have seen so many people buy this palette and say, oh my god, it's so beautiful, but how are you supposed to use this? Because they have a matte version of it, which makes so much sense. It's like a setting powder, a bronzing powder, and a contour powder. But this, the white powder, is way too white for me to be comfortable using it on my face. I have a pretty like white highlighter on right now mixed with other things, but it's not nearly as white as this. The gold, I think, is too dark for my skin tone to use as a highlighter, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. And then the bronze is just, that is just a goner. I guess if you're super, super deep, you could use that, but then if you're super, super deep, you definitely can't use the other ones. I just don't know who this is working for, and I've seen so many people swatch it who say, oh my god, this is such a pretty copper eyeshadow, but this is $15. Why would you buy that knowing that you can use like one of the shades and the rest are eyeshadows? This just does not make sense for me. Next is the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. Now this kind of confuses me because some people say it's an eyeshadow palette and some people say it's a highlighter palette. This is so small, like the pans are so small and you get 4 of them. First of all, I don't know which one this is. I don't know if it's eyeshadow or highlight, but I think I'm going to speak to both. If it's highlight, it's just so small. I know it's only $32, but right now I'm comparing it to like the Moonchild palette. I would just go with that one instead of this one. You get more colors and it's bigger, and I just don't like having really small things that I have to dip my brush into. If it's an eyeshadow, it's the same as buying a single when you know that you gravitate towards palettes, but to me, it's a whole palette of singles that I wouldn't gravitate towards because they're all the holographic. There's no transition color, there's no matte, it's all like this. So if I really wanted something like this, I would rather buy one single so I don't have a whole palette taking up the space. That would not work for me in my collection. The next thing is very controversial, so nobody hate me, but I do have very strong opinions on this. And this isn't one product, this is Kylie Cosmetics as a whole. When they first came out with their lip kits, everyone died and was going crazy and you could barely get them, and then someone said, hey, those are made in the same place as the ColourPop factory. They have the same formula, but you're charging like $30 for these $5 products just because of Kylie's name. And I was like, oh my god, and this wasn't one person saying this, this is basically now it's a thing, like the lip kits and the ColourPop are basically the same thing. I would never pay 6 times the price for a name. I think that's ridiculous, and I think it's a scam. I think that so many people are getting scammed out of their money. Now, she has come out with all this stuff. I'm on her website, and there are, you know, the palettes and the blushes and the highlighters. I've heard pretty bad things about the highlighters, and they're $22, and the packaging is so cheap. It's this ugly cardboard. And same for the eyeshadows. It's $42 for cardboard, and I've heard that they're okay, but I just think with something like this, you are paying for a name, and it's a name that I don't care about and I wouldn't stand behind, and I just don't think that it's right that so many people are spending so much money because of the hype. Like, so many people are buying it because they're being told, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, when in reality, there's so many cheaper products that are just as good. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. Okay, my last 2 products are, again, highlighting palettes. The next one is the Sephora Collection Sephora Pro Dimensional Highlighting Palette. I have seen a lot of reviews on this, and it's not advertising what it actually is. If you look at the pictures, it shows you, different color highlights. This is basically just for makeup artists because it's a jelly consistency, and when you put it on your skin, there's no true different shades. They all kind of just look like Vaseline, and sometimes makeup artists use these in photo shoots and it's really, really cool, but this should not be advertised to a normal consumer like myself or to you as just a highlighting palette. This should be called like Makeup Artist Pro or something that it's very clear you know, this is not for the average person who just wants highlighter, this is for a certain look. And it's $42. That is a lot of money for something that you might not know what you're getting yourself into. I know that Kathleen Lights bought this and she was like, I did not know it was like this. And I don't think that's good advertising. And I'm going into advertising for college and that just does not make me feel comfortable. Like, they shouldn't be advertising something if it's not what it is. They should feel comfortable enough in their product to say, we're going to make it crystal clear what this is, and it's still going to be good enough for people to buy. And it seems like it isn't. It seems like they don't think enough people would buy this if they said what it really is, which makes me very, very skeptical. My last palette is the Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit. I think the Moonchild palette is very, very cool. Maybe one day down the line I will get it. In my life right now, I am not interested here. Let me grab, I have the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero palette, and this is perfect for me. This is all I need. First of all, if you don't have this, it's still in stock. As you can see, I've hit pan. This is amazing. Anyway, as I was saying, the Moonchild palette, maybe one day I will buy that. I think it's really cool. I think the colors are really cool. And I know the Aurora palette is supposed to be a sister palette. Again, it's $40. You have 6 pans. It's just crazy. There's like a mint and a purple and a green and orange. This is going too far for me. I think the Moonchild palette is cool. It looks, some of the colors are still too much, but this palette as a whole, it's just taking it a step too far. And I think people are going to fall under the hype because it's Anastasia and because it's a glow kit. This would never be something that I would wear on a daily basis. Like these are the only highlighters I wear. I wear these every single day. And I could never pick up the Aurora palette and say like, okay, casual makeup look, unless I use a really light hand or I mix them with something else. I don't know. I'm interested to see who is buying this, and I definitely also think it would look better on deeper skin tones. I mean, you can see I'm pale. This is just, no part of this would work for me. Okay guys, so that was everything for this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I definitely will be doing more of these in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!